another video. Let's see here. Hopefully my sound is okay because I can't hear myself that well on here. Shout out to our moderator in the Telegram. Ease on here. Let's go, bro. And as always, before we get started, let's go ahead and cue my guy. Here to go, Saint. Let's get it, y'all. Whoa, wrong. Wrong one there. Hold on. Here we go. Boom. Let's get it. And it goes Saint in the building. Black Vu investing. Let's go.
Who's this producer?
Best believe I was black or invested. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifested. So we binge on a black or invested. Best believe I was black or invested. Got course in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. So thank God for that black or invested. Best believe I was black or invested.
All right, guys. Hey, let's go ahead and share the screen here. What's up, crypto warriors? What is up, Black Roo Crew? Hope everybody's having a wonderful Wednesday. A couple of announcements. I will be on Simon Family Investments channel. That's going to happen tomorrow at, I believe we said 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Hold on. Let me go ahead and stop sharing the screen for a second here so I can double check that time so I can get it straight for you guys. Check out Simon Family Investments channel and check out the most recent show they just did. They did one. They've been bringing the crew together here, the whole Gentleman of Crypto crew. Shout out to Simon Family Investments for doing that. They just had Trek with 2Ks on. I think they had Zay on a couple days before that. So shout out to Simon Family Investments for uniting everybody around here. They have a great show. Love those guys, Aaron and Simon. They do such a great job. Let's see here. Okay, yep. 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 7 p.m. CST. So that's when you can expect me on that show tomorrow. That's going to be nice. Let's go ahead, share the screen again. See what we got in the chat. What's up, Rashu? What's up, 5252 Crypto? What's up, KW1? What's up, Cryptwork? Let's get into it, guys. You know how we like to do it on this channel. We're really I try not to be a maxi of anything, right? But we've been talking about LCX for a long time on this channel. And LCX has just ripped. And I got a good amount of LCX, and I'm happy with the LCX that I have, right? But my goodness, I wish that I had more after this, right? My goodness, it went on a literal tear. Let's go. Let's go ahead and put on the yep. So this is the day chart. So from around November of 2023, where it's at 4 cents, it rocketed up to 31 cents, which is like a if I do the quick maths here in my head, 4 times 9 is 36. So and about an 8x, right? 8x. Craziness. Okay. We've been here the whole way. I've literally been talking about LCX, I believe, since God. Like, bro, I don't even know. It's been years. And I think this is a sign to come. I don't know if you guys remember when we were doing the whole show. Check out our show a couple of days ago, where we were talking 2024 predictions. Van Eck was saying that Mika was going to help crypto in Europe, and LCX is the poster child of MiCA. Looking October 18, 2023, MiCA LCX set to become the first MiCA-ready exchange, and we had been hearing about LCX and MiCA for a long time. I believe we told you guys about LCX and MiCA like 2022. Okay, but I think this is that what we take from this news, what we take from this run, right, is that LCX, MiCA, that LCX will probably become that bank that everyone believes it's going to be, right? That crypto bank in Europe. One of the other predictions we saw for 2024 is that, let me go ahead and turn on our Telegram. Be sure to come on over to Telegram, completely free. Our moderator E is in the house. He does a great job of, when I'm not around, keeping things flowing in the Telegram. I appreciate E for that. Shout out to E there. So many great people over here sharing such good alpha, crypto airdrops and test nets. I know somebody posted on here, I believe, the Win airdrop. I participated in that, and only reason I participated in the Win airdrop, I heard about the Win airdrop, is because people in here were talking about the Jupiter airdrop. So I went and got the Win airdrop, $73, right? It was worth $73 in just Win coins, like just off the bat, just for just trading on the Jupiter exchange, right? The decentralized exchange. So much alpha in here, completely for free. Crypto, the airdrops section. We also talk a little conspiracy, because, as you guys know, I have the Crypto and Conspiracy channel. We got a couple other topics here: DPIN, Bitcoin BRC20s, meme coins, books and related videos like stock. We talk about stocks and commodities, everything over here, right? So definitely, if you haven't joined the Telegram, go ahead and do so. Yeah, so I forget what I was making the point here. It was something that Van Eck was saying. Let me see if I can bring up that Van Eck. Oops. Let me see if I can bring up that Van Eck article again. And I just went out of this LCX article where we're really not doing what we want to do here as far as like going through stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can bring up this Van Eck article again, because okay, yeah. So another point that they mentioned, now I remember what it was that Binance would slip from being the number one crypto exchange. And if you guys know, Binance is number one, especially because of all the traffic they get in Europe. So perhaps what this price pickup for LCX is showing us is that also LCX picks up some of that Binance market share, right? So everything's looking really bullish for LCX. And what we might want to pay attention to is things like LCX that are highly regulated in Europe, in things that are highly regulated in Europe. We may want to pay attention to that. But yeah, I meant to come over here and close our Telegram so we didn't get these messages. Let me make sure I do that. Okay, we're good. So let's see here. So yep, here it is. Number 7, Binance will use number 1 position for spot trading. So you notice they actually do not mention LCX on here, even though right below they mentioned MiCA, right? Total value of stablecoin chains will reach all-time high, 200 billion. That's markets and crypto assets. MiCA, regulated stablecoins launched in Europe. Yield-bearing stablecoins will proliferate So all of that is just straight up LCX's alley. As we can see, LCX, the leading crypto exchange, set to become MiCA ready exchange in Liechtenstein. Another thing that we can really kind of pull from this is there was a lot of FUD on Monty Metzger. It's almost like if they're fudding your coin, if FUD's happening for your coin and it takes a dip, like you can almost expect that joint to come back up like in 3 months, like we've seen Solana, like we've seen happen with LCX. I think there was some FUD going around with like Monty Metzger copying something of Gilbert Verdian's, excuse me, the CEO of Quant, and like it was just stupid. Like he copied his email word for word, and like there was that type of beef going on. It's like, oh, like maybe you shouldn't hold LCX, but look at it now. Look at him now, right? So when we see this FUD, it's almost like we kind of got to think in verse, right? Like with certain projects that have a pedigree, it's almost like, okay, if we're seeing FUD happen, it's almost like, okay, let's buy more, right? Let me see if I can find the FUD here. Monty Metzger Gilbert. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. What if I said LCX Quant? Probably won't find it. Okay, yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to find the FUD, but that's okay. So one coin right now that's experiencing a lot of FUD, and then we'll head on to our second topic with a big kind of like LCX with a big story behind it is Casper, not Caspa. Excuse me. Excuse me there. Casper is receiving a big drop off because one of its big clients, IPWE, they're now going through bankruptcy. So a lot of people ended up dumping Casper, excuse me. So it's at a really good price right now, sitting at 0.033 cents. Let's see what it looks like on. So yeah, if you look at it on a 2-day chart, it's oversold on a stochastic, excuse me, RSI, and it's oversold on the regular RSI. And as you can see, it's also oversold on the Wyckoff. So really, really good spot here for Caspa if you're looking to buy. Just FYI. Let's see if we can find that IPWE. Bankruptcy. If you know, like Casper has been featured at Davos meetings, right? They're really in with the people who know. They're really in with IBM. I don't think there's any reason to worry about Casper itself. Here it is. Kevin Cage's breakdown of IPWE Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Okay. IPWE bankruptcy. Okay. So this is one of Casper's partners. Okay. This is not Casper itself bankruptcy. Like no, it's not Casper itself. It's IPWE. Okay. So again, here my effing mouse, bro. So just understand. Let's not say that Casper is doing bankruptcy. It's IPWE, their partner. Okay, one of their partners. So Very good buying opportunity for Casper there, guys. Might want to look at that, right? I like how you put that Cryptorg inverse foot. It's just like the inverse Kramer, right? Let's get to some of these comments. As always, just if you got any questions, just put them in the chat. We'll get to them at the end. Let's get it in from E. Rashu, 5252 Crypto. Thanks again, Rue. Cryptowork, what's up, Rue? And hey, what's up, Brand G coming over from the International Passport community. Be sure to check out International Passport, Beautiful Lies. I like checking out those two Passport Bro channels, Beautiful Lies, and the International Passport channel. So many good things on that show. Dudes care for brothers, like not just brothers, but all bros. No disrespect to KW1, who I know is a chica. But definitely check out International Passport and definitely check out the Beautiful Lies channel. Okay, so heading on to our second piece of info here, Chinese Bitcoin ETFs. So Hong Kong SFC dot. Why am I looking at that and thinking about chicken? Just terrible, bro. Just terrible. Receives first Bitcoin ETF application after the BTC ETF approval in the U.S. Hong Kong looks to follow, as 10 financial institutions in the country intend to file and launch Bitcoin ETFs. Like we were saying this, right? So what happens if these ETFs are approved and even more spot Bitcoin ETF applications, right? If you check out my video where I say Jack Spur code nearly caused me to sell all my altcoins for Bitcoin, right? This was the scenario, right? That not only are we getting like the halving, this is kind of like a built-in halving, because we have all of these like spot Bitcoin ETF applications from different countries. And it's like, since we know these dudes are like really big diamond hands, they're going to be taking that Bitcoin essentially, excuse me, out of circulation, okay? Because they're going to lock it up in the ETF. So how scarce and how big is the demand going to get on Bitcoin if you keep having all these different nations with their stock markets getting Bitcoin, right? And locking that Bitcoin up in their spot ETFs. Like this only really bodes well for the price of Bitcoin, and it bodes even better for the price of Bitcoin in a halving year. Like, this is such bullish news, right? Now, if you dig down into the article, basically what they're saying is they believe that it's going to be approved sometime. Okay, here we are. The report added, we're right here, that the regulatory body is actively working to expedite the process for approval of ETFs in the country to launch the first Hong Kong spot Bitcoin ETF after the Chinese New Year on February 10th. Okay. Huge. Excuse me. So sorry, guys. Still, that the coast trying to still hang around. I'm getting the mute mooling and all the things that you guys suggested. It's still trying to hang on, bro. But yeah. So they're expecting to launch it after on February 10th. Okay. So perhaps we see a pullback before then, right? But again, knowing that the halving is coming in April, this is just really kind of setting the stage for this to be an explosive halving, guys. Like, I know the whole VanEck thing said that they thought that Bitcoin would reach over 100K in the fourth quarter. Uh I think it might be before then, bro. It might just be before then. Let's see, where did they say that? Okay, it was somewhere. I don't know if it was Van Eck, the one that said that. But yeah, bro. Um this really bodes well for Bitcoin. If we come over here and look at the Bitcoin chart, kind of what we just saw, if you look at the 2-week chart, the 2-week chart, it still looks like it's about to, like it has to come down on the 2-week chart. That's what it's looking like, right? On the 2-week. But if you go to the just the week chart, again, looks like it needs to come down on the week chart, even though the stochastic RSI is like, hey, we're oversold and we're ready to hop back up. So it's going to be really kind of crucial in the next couple of days to see if this that we just had with Bitcoin is just Bitcoin doing a lower high. I'm not going to get this to straighten out the way I want it. So let's try to get, okay. That's better. So is this just Bitcoin doing a lower high? Because it was as high as 49, and it went up to 44 here recently, only to come back down here to 42. So I'm not going to get this the way I want it, guys. So we're just going to deal with it like this. So I don't know. I'm going to have to figure out how to make this better, but whatever. Yeah, so we're wondering if this is just going to be a lower high, where it went 49, 44, and heading back down here off that 44 high down to 42 and maybe lower, right? Let's see what happens here, right? Because again, on the 2-week chart, it does look a little high, like it needs to come down. Okay, so maybe from here we go lower, but again, bringing up DeFi. So if you check out the cool things they show you, the amount of money in DeFi, and that tends to kind of go in lockstep with where the market is right now, right? So if the market has like 100 billion locked up in DeFi, Bitcoin's price reacts accordingly. Okay. Of course, on January 20 or January 11th, January 12th, when we got that 49K Bitcoin, we were over 60 billion in total value locked. Okay. And here, when we got to 44, we were at 58 billion total value locked. And DeFi is actually showing us heading back down. So maybe 60 is just the high, this subsection high, right? So if anything, DeFi may be showing us, hey, we're kind of heading down. Okay. Which is okay. You still have, even with Bitcoin showing just a lower high, you have things like LCX out here. And shout out to the Patreon. Of course, LCX has always been on the list. That's been one of our mainstays. But another one that we had on our list is a coin called Interlay. They do Bitcoin BRC20s. Interlay is having itself a nice time. It went all the way up to 8 cents. I think we were on this at like 2 cents. around 2 cents, right? So another win for the Patreon out here, guys. Yeah, just another win for the Patreon. So let's go ahead and see if we got any questions here. I just clicked on the studio. It's taking a while to load, so it may just get rid of my my background window. Come on. Sorry about that, guys. It froze up on me. I don't know what the last thing you guys heard was. Let me go ahead and share my screen again. Okay. And it's been doing this lately too with the lighting. It doesn't get the lighting right anymore. I don't know what that is, but just what we have to deal with, bro. Okay, there we go. Okay, sorry guys. I don't know the last thing you heard here. But let me go back here. What was the last thing I was talking about? Okay, yeah, DeFi. So DeFi may be showing us that we're going down. We had come on, bro. I don't have that much stuff running. Okay. So we had DeFi top out at 60 billion. When Bitcoin hit 49, we had it top out at 58 billion when Bitcoin hit 44, and we're heading on our way back down here. So maybe we get a cool off period, and then here February 10th, when we get the Chinese ETFs, maybe that's when we pop back up, or maybe that sends us further down, right? Um, We'll just have to wait and see here. But there's still gems out there. Of course, LCX has been on this run. I do expect LCX to hit over $1. Not financial advice. We just went over how we expect LCX to be kind of a bank of Europe. And we've covered in other shows how they got the patents and the yeah, they have the patents, and they legally able to issue bonds and tokens and things like that. But besides LCX, which was ran up a lot, you might want to wait for a pullback if you're looking to kind of get into this one. It keeps having kind of little pullbacks within this run. Like I said, it was high as like 31 cents today. So 28 is actually a little pullback, if you will. But Casper, excuse me. I'm just gonna keep doing that. Casper, maybe one if you that you might want to look at with the whole FUD going around with the IPV thing, which I hope you guys heard me say that. So Casper, if you're looking for a bargain on the market right now, that might be a place to look. For sure. That might be a place to look. What is up, Jay? Also, what is up? Okay, so I see I missed a couple comments here. Let me go back up. What's up, Kid Grabo? I don't know how I missed your chat. What's up, Rashu again? Where do I see a pullback on LCX? Yeah, man, it's ran up so much. Generally, when things run up this much, you generally see them pull back towards the halfway mark. So if there was a pullback, maybe we see it pull back to like possibly 14 to 16 cents. But like the way it's going, bro, I don't even know. Like it's so oversold right now. Or overbought, I should say. It's completely overbought right now. So like I'm not even like on the week, it's overbought. Like it's so overbought right now. I can't like where does it stop, bro? Like I don't even it's overbought on the 3 week, it's overbought on the week, it's overbought on 2 week. This is just insanity, right? Let's look at the lower time frames. Okay, so maybe this is the beginning of the pullback. Like finally, for it to like look at how screaming this is, right? Like if you guys aren't familiar with the Golden Cross, the Golden Cross is when the 50 EMA crosses the 200 EMA. On my chart, it's the 200 is the red and the 50 is the darker blue. So on the 23rd of, and some people use these indicators to trade amongst others, right? On the 23rd or on the 21st of November, it broke that and it just hasn't stopped since, bro. It just hasn't stopped since. But if we were looking for a point where it might stop, I really on any of these markers, it just continues to go screaming, bro. Like it should have pulled back already. It really should have pulled back already. But like maybe right now is that point in time because it was as high as 31 cents. Maybe now it's finally starting to pull back. But if we look at how screaming it's been, it's like just touching that 1 hour and like just coming back again. Like, so maybe right now is the pullback. It's down 4 cents from, or like 3 cents from that whole 31 area, right? So maybe if you wanted to get some, you could get some right now and then wait and see if it goes lower and get some more. Not financial advice, but that's usually what I want to do. That's usually what I do when I really, 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 really want in on something. This round reminds me of your seat call. Oh, you've been watching me for that long, Jay? That's cool, brother. That's cool. That's cool. When I used to do my Benzinga show, I was telling everybody about Seek. 4 was popular too, bro. And then it just went crazy. Oh my goodness. That was it went from 2 cents all the way to $1. Crazy, bro. Crazy. Made some nice money on that, bro. What do you think about Tile? It's running. I'm hoping for a big pullback for this one. Well, Cryptork, it actually had its pullback. It pulled back from 330 to 250. Let's go look at Tile. Because I mean, for this one, it's almost like just owning 1 or 2 would be great because it has that Bitcoin tokenomics to it. And yeah, so where was it here? This is the hour chart. I want to see the day chart. Okay, yep. So here it was. It went up to 330, 350, pulled all the way back to 2 something, and it has hit its second stride here. So at this point, maybe it's topped off in this point, and maybe it pulls back from here. Because if you look here on the stochastic and the RSI for the day, it's very high. So maybe we finally get that pullback down. Let's look at the 2-day. Yeah, so yeah, maybe we finally get the pullback here. Let's go a little bit deeper on the week. Well, on the week, on the stochastic, it still has some room to go. Excuse me. So on the week, it still looks like it has a little bit of room to go further, possibly. So it may keep going after this. Yeah, this one's tough. It may still keep going after this. So if you look at it on the stochastic here, and you look at the Wyckoff, it's kind of showing the same thing. Like it might still have a little run in it. Maybe it gets to 500, but yeah, for the day it pulled back a little bit, but it's probably going to go higher, a little higher, maybe to 500 before it truly turns back around. Yep. Of course, not financial advice, just what I'm seeing. What's up, Shiny Guldra? Been watching you since Vera. Wow, bro, that's cool. That's really, really cool. What's up, HBCU maker? So yeah, guys, one more time here with Casper. Nice pullback with Casper. Definitely oversold. Looking like a screaming buy right here. One of the other ones we told you about with that was DAG. I don't know if you guys remember that. Of course, the patrons got all of this too, right? DAG we were telling you guys about when it was just sinking down here at 2, had pulled back so much, right? And then pulled back again at 330 and then launched all the way to a 2x, right? Again, it just has another little pullback in it. Looks like it might be actually for a good place to buy here as well. As you see on a regular RSI, it seems to be curling back up here for a push back up, right? But yeah, this was another one. Let's see if we got one more at the top of our head here. Let's look at what since we keep saying Caspa, let's actually look at where Caspa is right now. Okay, it was holding 10 for the longest. And yeah, this looks like really kind of, even though it's like still kind of on the up curve, you kind of see it's still trending up, but it's nice and flat. So anything under this 10-cent mark seems like a good buy if you want to get either back in or add to your Caspa bag. Seems like a good spot. So I know a lot of times we do like to talk about the things that we're running, but like we don't necessarily like. And when I say we, I mean like our sentiment, right? We don't necessarily look at things that are pulling back, and we should. So Caspa, it looks kind of eerily similar to right here when it pulled back. So this looks like it might be a good spot to add to your Caspa if you kind of jumped out, or if you were looking to add more. What's up with Jasmine price wise? Jake Fever, go get one Bitcoin first. Of course, we're on the Gentleman of Crypto channel. These guys are Bitcoin first, and you guys saw my show where I said Jack Spurko almost had me sell all my alts for Bitcoin. I'm not too far behind Jake in this thought, but like if you look at things like LCX and how LCX just went on its run, like if you had Bitcoin first and you weren't invested in LCX, you missed this whole run, like an 8x run. So you could have invested in this 8x your money and took like half of it and then going to move your profits in Bitcoin. So I do agree with like one of the things that King says, right? Sometimes is like, okay, altcoins are the better trade, and that's kind of what we're talking about over here. And I totally kind of believe in Bitcoin being digital gold, and in that thought, we just talked about China, right? And how China's about to have a Bitcoin ETF. All of these old school like VCs, all these old school people like VanEck, the BlackRocks of the world, the ARK Invest of the world are building now their piles of Bitcoin, right? And there's only going to be so much time where we actually have Bitcoin under $100,000, right? So I'm not too far off from what Jake's saying here, but I think altcoins are a vehicle that you can use. Case in point, LCX. What just happened with LCX? What I was just showing you guys with DAG that I told you about before, and some other coin I told you guys about before. I can't remember off the top of my head that I just showed. Make these altcoin trades and consider moving your profits to Bitcoin. that's something that I would suggest. But to do Bitcoin first, I'm not sure if I'm on that road, but I'm not too far off from it. So yeah, let's look at the Jasmine price, and that's a good. I'm glad Jake Fever said that, because it is good to remember, guys, about the whole, like, what's happening with Bitcoin, and understanding that, okay, having Bitcoin 10 to 20 years from now is going to put you in a very exclusive club, if you will. Jasmine. I still got my Jasmine. Jasmine's on a pullback. And yeah, it looks like this is a good spot to buy Jasmine if you wanted to buy some Jasmine. It, for the most part, is trending up. As you can see, it's kind of forming that kind of U-ish shape. So it might be Jasmine's turn pretty soon to do this kind of LCX curve, right? There's a lot of belief to think, again, halving's around the corner in April. Once Bitcoin takes off, things like Jasmine, like all the altcoins, will probably hit that edge of that curve and just start going, bro. Going. So we're so ever so close to having altcoin kind of mania, right? But be really mindful and be like prepared, literally, to say, okay, what's your next step? How are you going to take profits, and where are you going to place those profits? Are you going to move those profits to Bitcoin? Are you going to move those profits to another coin that you may have a big belief in, that may have an ETF, like a Solana, like a XRP? What is your plan for your profits? And maybe that's a show that we need to have, right? How do you plan to make the best, most effective use of your profits? And Bitcoin is definitely case number one for all profits, I believe, right? Maybe the best case for your profits is Bitcoin. So we definitely got to keep that in mind. Again, Chinese ETFs, the halving, like it's all on the table. And also just keep in mind too, I was telling you guys, and that's still on the table. The Bank of International Settlements said central banks can buy crypto. They can't now, but they can buy it come January 1st, 2025. So we got so many built-in catalysts to say that, hell, by 2025, Bitcoin could be 150 to 200,000 or more. And think what that's going to do to your favorite altcoin, right? It's insanity to think about. But we've been prepared, right? We've been prepared. We've been talking about this junk since 2022, 2023. We've been prepared. Like I said, I've been talking about LCX for years. You best believe I have my bags packed and ready for this, right? So much so, I mean, I haven't talked about LCX like on the show in probably a pretty long time, right? I've been holding that for a very long time because I did my research. I understood the assignment, if you will, right? I literally understood the assignment. I knew what was going to happen because I knew LCX was a leading MiCA exchange. I knew what MiCA was. I knew what was going to happen there, despite all the FUD that they tried to put in the way, right? And another X coin in the year of the X, right? But yeah, let's go back to our comments here. What's up, Raekwon G? XLM bug on smart contract before update. and now XRP hack. Oh, there was an XRP hack and a XLM bug. Now, I believe XLM is a fork of XRP. Um, don't quote me on that, but that's what I've heard. That's interesting. So if that's what's going on, let's check their prices. If that's what's going on, that might be a good buying opportunity for those guys as well. That's interesting. Let's check that out. XLM dollar. That should give us a good price. Okay. All right. It's definitely kind of tailing down. Let's see what XRP looks like. Of course, you guys know I have my bags packed for these as well. You know. Oh yeah. You can see here, nice and bottomed out on the 3-day. On the week chart, actually looks like it needs to come down some more. Let's kind of get a better price history if we can, because hasn't been on Coinbase for long. Okay. Okay, yeah, that might be the end of its tailspin, but yeah, if you were looking to get some XRP, this looks like a pretty good time. Let's see, go back to that 3-day. Yeah, look at that. That looks like it's rounding up to, and of course, we have kind of the death cross ish. Not really the death cross. This is just like the 3 EMA, if you will, or what is that? 8 EMA. That's the 8 EMA crossing the 50. So it's bearish ish. But you know, definitely looks like a great time to buy XRP. Anything probably under 50 is probably a good godsend and a gift, if you will. What's your logic of rolling profits into Bitcoin when Bitcoin is going to bottom out? Why not roll your profits into cash and wait till Bitcoin bottoms? And see, this is the thing that I keep hearing is this whole Bitcoin bottom theory. I don't know that that's. Oh, I misspoke. An XRP co-founder or chairman got his personal account hacked for 120 something $million. Ooh wee. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good. Because if it was a hack, oh, people would be crazy, bro. This whole Bitcoin bottoming out thing. How long have we been talking about this? How long have people been talking about this? I honestly do not think if Bitcoin pulls back, and I keep saying this, right? Like on the 2-week, it looks like it needs to pull back. I think Bitcoin might pull back 6 to 8, maybe even 10,000, and that's 32, right? But what's the difference between, like, the honest difference between 42 and 32 when you expect it to be $1 million? That's the question you got to ask yourself. And I would say not too much, right? There's not much of a difference in those numbers. So like take here for example, right? On the 2-week, it went from like 32 down to 26. Again, that's only about a $6,000 difference. So what? We come down $6,000. We're down to 36K Bitcoin. Okay, it's not too much of a difference. The point is to roll profits into Bitcoin, which isn't going to lose too much value because you're expecting it to be 250K this cycle, possibly even $1 million come 2028 or sooner, right? Who knows, right? With everybody stacking Bitcoin the way they are, who's to say we have till 2028 or 2030 to get $1 million Bitcoin? Maybe it goes that in this cycle. We can't. Who's to say? I know Van Eck was like, "Oh, we'll get 100K Bitcoin." I think that's a way underestimate, seeing as how we already have 11 American ETFs getting spot Bitcoin. We have Bitcoin maxis continuing to pile. We got now 10 Chinese financial institutions getting spot Bitcoin ETFs, and they're going to take that Bitcoin off the stack. I think it would be I think trying to do that, the risk, HBCU maker, I think the risk is way more heavier than the possible reward in that case. You're if you're wrong, Bitcoin drops like maybe 10K, 20K, or I'm not 20K, like 10K, 12K, right? Goes from maybe 42 to 30. But if you're wrong, Bitcoin goes to like 70K and you're buying at twice the price. So honestly, I'd rather just buy. And of course, when it comes to this case, we don't have to be binary in our thought, right? Like the choice is one or the other. You could always split it in half and say, okay, I'm just going to buy with half my stack because I think it's going to go down lower. And then, just adjust accordingly. That is also a choice. But for me, I would probably be in the camp of I'm just going to buy when I see a dip. If I see a dip, I'm going to buy. But to each his own, not financial advice. This is just what I'm thinking out loud. If DAG becomes valuable, how would you sell it? Because I bought it and sold it because I think it's hard to sell now. That is okay. It is on Upwork. You can buy DAG on Upwork, Cryptowork, KW1. So that's where my DAG is right now. Yeah, you can buy it on Upwork. Uphold. I keep saying Upwork and it's Uphold. You can buy it on Uphold. I swear. I think DAG was on BitTrue last time I checked. Bitcoin will be worth $21 million a coin. I like that. I see what you're doing there. Perspective. Which US Bitcoin ETFs are spot? There's 11 of them. 11 of them, boys. Van Eck, BlackRock. Okay, let me just find them. I think it should be easy to find them. 11 spot. Sorry, Bitcoin ETFs. So then throw on top of that 10 Chinese Bitcoin ETFs, and probably on top of that, maybe 10 more British ones. And, like, where do we stop? Okay, here we go. 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs received approval. So it's ARK Invest. Here's the complete list coming to you. Let's see here. My terrible radio, my mock radio voice there. ARK Invest, Bitwise, Bitcoin ETF, BlackRock, Franklin, which I think is Franklin Templeton, Fidelity, Grayscale, Hashdex, Invesco, VanEck, Valkyrie, and Wisdom Tree. I think one of these is Mark Yusko's firm. I think. I'm not sure. But yeah. Those are the 11. And 11, that's quite the number. And I don't know if you guys remember, I went through a couple different companies that have the whole 7-11 gematria. We won't do it right now, but I could do that later, or I could do that right now if somebody wants to see it. But just let me know if you want to see it. Facts. The half method sounds more logical. Okay, cool, bro. That I'm glad, because you don't necessarily have to choose one or the other. You can kind of halfway it, and I like doing that. That always works for me. Crit's work is cool. Okay. I will continue to say that then. Let's see here. Sorry, guys. So yeah, let's just review this one point. The BIS. So remember, in 2025, we had the Bank of International Settlement allowing banks to have crypto exposure, because right now they do not, central banks. So imagine that going into effect, and here's another 11, right? January 1st, 1/1/2025. That'll go into effect, and then we'll have central banks probably buying reserves, Bitcoin reserves. So much Bitcoin will be locked up. It's just crazy to think about. Like, it makes you think, of course, we go well over just 100K Bitcoin, right? And I know we have kind of fuddish stories like, oh, Grayscale is getting rid of they're getting rid of some Bitcoin, or I think they got rid of some of FTX's Bitcoin or whatever after they told us FTX didn't have Bitcoin, but now all of a sudden they do have Grayscale Bitcoin, or however the hell that works. Regardless of the FUD, we see that this is coming, and Chinese ETFs are coming. So more Bitcoin diamond hands are coming, regardless of whatever kind of FUD they got out there. What's up, Nerd Up Ink Marv? Bar none, can you do the numbers? Oh, okay, sure. Let's go ahead and do that. You guys know I like gematria a lot. I think numbers are just patterns, like, right? Just like we look at these charts, right? The charts have numbers behind them. You guys know I'm a coder. So when you do coding, the compiler goes and it translates words to zeros and ones. So literally, we know in multiple practices, i.e. stock charts, i.e. Coding, numbers, words to numbers, they work. They form patterns, recognizable patterns. There's a whole bunch of lists of companies that kind of fall into this pattern. Virgin, owned by Richard Branson, is one. Boeing, biggest U.S. defense contractor, is another one. I believe Google, they're another one. Who else falls into this one? I think, is it Microsoft? It might be Microsoft. Let's see. Okay, not Microsoft. but I think we got a good list here. I'm forgetting one. I know I'm forgetting one. So Google 7, so 661 4 3. That's both of those are 7. And then we got the 11, right? Reverse reduction. What is it? 11. 1 plus 1, which is 2. You got the same thing here with Boeing. 5 plus 2 is 7. 3 plus 4 is 7. Got the 11 here. You got the 29 here. Virgin. 7 plus 9 is 16. 6 plus 1, of course, is 7. 4 plus 3 is 7. 8 plus 3 is 11. And 3 plus 8 is 11. Okay. There's one other one I'm forgetting. Is it Apple? No, it's not Apple. I'm forgetting one. Can't remember which one it is, but there's a lot of companies that fall into this. And then when you look at kind of 7-Eleven, right? What other instances do we see that in, right? We see that in there was a, the like gas station, or not gas station, convenience store, 7-Eleven. That was on purpose, right? When you roll craps, right? What are the winning numbers? 7 and 11 when you roll craps, right? Like there's methods behind this madness. And I've showed you guys tons of times, right? Bitcoin currency code. Now, this is how, to me, this is how I know Bitcoin is digital gold, because they line it up. Okay. So let's see here. So this is Kraken site. They're telling us that the IMF already has an X designation for Bitcoin. Okay. Where is it? Say IMF. Okay. Okay. It says ISO. It's ISO designation. It also comes, excuse me, ISO standards, and IMF. They kind of go hand in hand, and I could show you that a little bit later here. So this abbreviation comes from the International Standards Organization, ISO organization, which we know Gilbert Verdian wrote an ISO standard. Okay, the guy that is the CEO of Quant, he wrote an ISO standard. So what does that tell you about Quant, right? So this is Bitcoin's ISO designation, XBT. Gold's ISO abbreviation is XAU. It's funny that they use that because AU is the periodic table symbol for gold. So that lets you know there's something going on with that periodic table too, right? But also a number, or some letters that go into this, are special drawing rights. Special drawing rights this is the currency that international banks use between themselves. So they have a special currency that they use between themselves called special drawing rights. If you look at the IMF, and this is where the IMF comes into play, the International Monetary Fund, or whatever, I think that's how they call themselves. They have this special currency called special drawing rights. They call it, they have two abbreviations for it. It's either SDR or XDR. Okay, the designation we're going to use for it is XDR, because that's also a designation for it. They say it's a basket of different currencies, but it's the currency they use between themselves. So XDR is an international reserve asset created by the IMF to supplement the official reserves of its member countries. So what does this tell you too? That Bitcoin is eventually going to be a reserve currency. Now let's go ahead and match those numbers, shall we? So let's put XDR on the board. Let's put XAU on the board. Let's put XBT on the board. So what do we have? 46, 46, 46. 10. 1 plus 9 is 10. And 1 plus 9, this is Like, think of 19 keys. This is why a lot of people use the 19. This is the Alpha and Omega, who called themselves the Alpha and Omega. Jesus called himself the Alpha and Omega, the beginning of the end. That's also representative of the Aurora Boros, right? That little tail, that snake that eats his tail. There's so much we can go into with that, about life and death. Like, life begets death, begets life, begets death. Like, we're eating, like, whether you're eating meat or you're eating a vegetable, that vegetable had to die for you to eat it, which helps you sustain life. It's the never ending cycle. But anyways, you can see 46, 46, 10, 10, 1, 9, which is 10, 35, 35, 35, 17, 17, 17. So clearly they could have chosen any letters. If I put some other random letters in here, you'll see that they clearly are not matching, but they chose to use those letters, right? So clearly they're saying that these are the same thing, that they're like kind of in harmony. The XDR that they use between themselves, special drawing rights, gold, XAU, and Bitcoin. Yes. So there's that. We can also show you XLM, XDC, and XRP. They also have a link in their numbers. 58, 5 plus 8 is 13, 3 and 1, of course, the kind of inverse numbers of 13 there with 31. 4 plus 9 is 13. 13 here adds to 4, which, of course, 1 plus 3 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 all down the line. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 0 is 5. 3 plus 2 is 5. And then 1 plus 4, of course, is 5. So got those in harmony too. So clearly there's something going on there. These numbers, like there's clearly a pattern there, right? There's clearly a pattern there. I'm missing this for a company in my head. I'm sad that I can't remember which company it is in my head. But there's a lot of companies that you'll see that kind of 7-11 kind of symmetry, and it usually are like the biggest companies in the world. I think it's Amazon. Yes, Amazon's another one. 70259229. Crazy, bro. I'm telling you, it's too much. It's too much to be coincidence, right? 7, 7, 11, 11. Like, and these are the biggest companies in the world. 7, 7, 11, 11. 7, 7, 11, 11. 7, 7, 11, 11. It's not so, bro. It's not so. You're very welcome. What's up, Jesus Canto Venegas? Appreciate you. The real OG LCX GD. 100%, bro. Thank you. Periodic table needs to be updated. Periodic tables need to be updated. Are they out of date? And there's some people that go deep into the periodic table, bro. I'll go too deep on it, but all of this stuff with money and crypto being sacrificed, I talk about it on the video where I talk about it is available in the Patreon, but the Audible portion, you guys can just find out there. I haven't done a crypto and conspiracy show in so long. I really need to start back to doing these because they go hand in hand to me. You'll find that like there's just deeper forces that these guys are using with crypto, and they use it on all money, by the way. That's why we got the all-seeing eye on our dollar, right? That's no that's no coincidence, bro. That's clearly no coincidence. Okay, so they made it harder to search for my podcast out here. Crypto and Conspiracy Podcast. Might have to put in Podbeam. Okay, there we go. So apparently it's on Spotify. It's also on Apple. But let's see. I hope they don't try to make me log in. But so check out this Money is Sacrifice. Man, this is such a good show. It goes into all of what I was just saying as far as the Ouroboros goes, as far as Mercury goes. Mercury is really connected to money. Time is money. You hear people say it all the time. Money is time. It relates to Bitcoin. You got the proof of work. It's just so much stuff to try to squeeze in our show right now. So I would definitely suggest you guys check this out. I need to start doing some more of these shows. I went over a couple things because they relate to me. Crypto and conspiracy. It's just you can't have one without the other, really. What website is this? This is Spotify. You should also be able to find it on Podbeam if you want to check that out. Podbean, Crypto and Conspiracy. But it should also be on Apple and Google Play, Apple and Google Podcast. I haven't done one in so long, bro. It's shameful. I need to do some. But I'm not going to commit to anything right now because I know I may not have any time anytime soon. But at some point I'm going to go ahead and do something. When that happens, I don't know. Yeah, they made it harder to find. It used to be like the first one. Okay, there we go. So yeah, you look on Podbeam. That's the one I did with Slick Dissident, Money Magic. But you want to look at, I would suggest Money is Sacrifice. That's the best one here. Slick was on this show too, I think. Yep, he was on this show too. Money is Sacrifice. I kind of mess with the title so they wouldn't like ban it or anything like that for saying that, but yeah. Thoughts on LCX? LCX is a over $1 coin at some point. It's over $1 coin. Let's like if we look at LCX's tokenomics, they're just under $1 billion in coins. And if you look at certain coins around that kind of 1 billion coin mark, they're like $1 and over, most of them. If that's like their max supply. So I think we see it over $1 at some point. When that point is, I can't tell you. But I think it's happening. Right now, it's just a 200 million market cap. I think we definitely see it over $1 billion market cap. I think we just do. Okay, I don't want to see the coin itself. So see, yeah, total supply 950 million. If you can look at different coins around this total supply, and this is their circulating supply they have here, right? So, because they have different mechanisms in place with like Tiamins, where they're locking up supply, and they have that supply locked up with LCX like foundation. So they don't burn them, but they kind of lock them up. So this 775 million ish is actually mostly the circulating supply and mostly the total supply, because they are actively locking up coins via the whole Tiamins thing that they're using. That NFT diamond NFTs backed by diamonds protocol. There's some questions. I'm not gonna say it. Let me see here. Let me see if I can find some that are around this total supply that are over $1. So I was looking, and there were a few coins around this total supply that were over $1. I think helium might be one of them. Polkadot might be the other one. Oh, helium way lower supply. Dot. I think Dot is just over 1 billion. Yep. So, and they say their max supply, since they have staking, I believe, can be infinite, but you can think of their total supply as 1.4 billion. So you can see that's over $1, despite having a more of a total supply. So imagine that with LCX with this type of market cap, right? $6 would give you, so if you had like say 50K LCX, how much would that be? I should be able to easily do that in my head, but I can't. Let me see. Oh, that'd be 300K. I think I did it in my head. Yeah, I think that would be like 300K. So 50K times $6. Yep, 300K. So, whew. Have you ever used their exchange? I have, but they locked the people out in the US from using it. I think I have a little bit of LCX on their change, but like just a little bit, like 100 coins or something like that. So I don't know if it's still there or whatever, but yeah, I've used their exchange. Their exchange is actually the user interface for their exchange isn't the greatest, but I don't think that's the point. The point is that if we go and kind of look at like kind of who they are, you understand. If we look up their CEO, right, Monty Metzger, you understand that these guys are members of the WEF. That the freaking exchange is a member of the WEF. Neat. So you understand that they already got the ends with the people they need the ends on with, right? Meaning Klaus Schwab and all of those guys, right? They already have those ends. So when they said that they were the guinea pig for the MiCA rulings, the MiCA regulatory framework for all of European crypto, you knew that they weren't joking. That wasn't they weren't just blowing smoke. They could say that because they are in with those people. Let's see. Did he change his LinkedIn? Okay, so let me see. on his LinkedIn, it used to just say that he was that LCX was a member of the World Economic Forum. I thought I was already following this dude. Okay, there we go. Okay, here it is. Yeah. Okay, there it is. Member, World Economic Forum. LCX joins World Economic Forum Center, blah, 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 blah. So they've been a member of the World Economic Forum since January 15th. There's that 6, bro. 6 always. They always tend to do things like if there's like 6 or 11. Like, they're just, you know what's up when you see certain numbers with these guys. But yeah, there we go. LCX joins the World Economic Forum. So yeah. So yeah, guys. Yeah, I guess that's the show for today. Again, I'll be on here tomorrow with Simon Family Investments. That's going to be really, really cool. And of course, catch us on Saturday at like 10ish in the morning, where we'll have more content for you guys. Really have a good rest of your Wednesday. I'm out. Peace.